morning, everybody. It's day 9. Habit number 3, we're talking about breath in a series of 10 healthy habits for high energy living. And we have a very beautiful, calm morning today. The sun is up and it's just kind of streaming past some clouds here. We got a beautiful, calm, crystal clear lake. And as we wrap up this series on breath, I wanted to share a couple of thoughts with regard to the air that we are breathing on this planet. And, most of the times when I shoot these videos, I'm outside, and the air, of course, is generally pretty fresh, especially in the morning, and by the lake, and by the trees, and that's really good. However, how much time do we really spend outdoors? And we talked about this in previous sessions about the power of getting outside to experience the light, which is extremely important, but also to experience the fresh air. So the more time you spend in nature, the more fresh air that you're breathing. When I say fresh air, I mean oxygen-rich air. So every day, if you can spend at least an hour, a minimum, outside, even in the winter, this will help because you'll be able to pick up and draw in more oxygen. And obviously with that oxygen, with that air, comes the life force energy, the prana or the chi. So it's really important to think about and really try to create the habit of going outside. That's why I try to do this first thing in the morning when I wake up, regardless of the weather, is to go outside for, hopefully most days an hour, do some meditation, some sun gazing, walking, running, exercise, whatever it is that works for you, but do it outside if possible, because it just is an opportunity to start your day with the maximum amount of fresh air getting into your lungs. Do a lot of deep breathing while you're out, and that will really, really help set the tone for the day. So deep breathing, getting outside, extremely important. But we know that most of us work in an environment where we're inside. So if we're indoors all day long working, then it's really important that during that time period when we're inside is to make sure that the air is as high of quality as possible. And many times our indoor air can be even more polluted than the outdoor air, depending on where we live, what kind of ventilation we have, what kind of building we live in or house we live in, how toxic are the materials inside. There's plastics and there's carpeting, and there's things that are off-gassing, various chemicals, toxins coming out of, just the dust that's in the air. We bring in, track it in, we track it out. So many things about our indoor environment. We're cooking, we're doing all these things inside our house, and is the air quality, pure enough to really, again, not be breathing in those extra toxins. So there's lots of different things that we can do. One of those, of course, is to purchase an air purifier. And so I'm not going to go into all the details of that because I'm definitely not an expert on air purifiers. And you can see while I've just been talking here, the sun got out from behind the cloud, and it's super bright, super powerful right now. I'm feeling the heat of that sun, which is amazing. So when you think about this, just consider, if you will, the idea of having an air purifier. And I just have purchased different ones over the years, but recently I just purchased an air doctor. So we're gonna take that for a run, see how well it performs, see what features it has, how it works. Maybe I'll do a future video on the quality of it. And it doesn't really matter, I don't think, so much which one you choose. Just if you have something that will help purify your indoor air, it will allow you to, just sleep better at night, wake up less congested, especially if you live in a home with forced air heat. So the furnace, if it's not filtering out, doesn't have a strong enough filter, there gets to be a lot of dust and things in the air ducts, and that can blow through your house, and you're breathing that in, you're waking up congested, waking up with, sinus trouble. Then it might cause you to start mouth breathing if your nose gets a little agitated, and that just contributes to this whole effort of not feeling well that you want to avoid. So if you can get pure, clean air, consider an air purifier of some sort that takes out all the toxins, all the pollutants. That's extremely important. The other thing I wanted to mention is if you're working from home, it's a much, much better environment than if you're working in an office or a warehouse or a retail setting. primarily because of the light toxicity, which we talked about in a prior series, but also the air quality and the surroundings. Most, at least where a company I work for, doesn't allow you to bring in, outside, say, air purifiers, or bring in something like several plants. And so right now my office is full of plants. So I have large leaf plants in my office where I work now from a home environment. And that makes the environment so much better. So I can breathe more oxygen while I'm indoors. I have lots of windows. I have windows on 3 sides of the room, so I can open the windows, I can get fresh air in. I can also have the benefit of the plants. And some of the plants that I researched and purchased actually help remove things like molds and toxins from the air. They can remove formaldehyde, for instance. Somehow, I don't know how it works. The plants are just amazing. They actually draw in some of these chemicals and take them out of the air so that you're not breathing them. So highly, highly recommend lots of plants in your office space, and an air purifier if that's something that you can arrange, and try to clean up the air as best you can, especially if you live in a large city. So we know that the toxins in large cities is very, very high. The air quality is very low. You want to look at parts per million, and in some cities it's really, really high, and so you're just constantly breathing in toxic air. So you may even want to consider moving to an area with cleaner, fresher air. Again, it's all about how well do you want to be, how much energy do you want to feel, how much do you really want to enjoy life and not have the disease, the illness, the ailments, the frustration, the fatigue, the tiredness, the overwhelm. All those things can be eliminated with healthy habits. And so this is just one to consider: the quality of your indoor air. Can you improve it? Can you bring plants into your environment and help you with the quality of air? So that's basically it. It's just a quick review of the thought of helping to increase the fresh air that we breathe every single day so that we can feel our best.